Right, fuckers, welcome back to Son of Scotland 98's Total Extreme Wrestling Brand Wars. This is episode 5. We're in week 2 of July 2016, Thursday. We've just booked the main event. Now we're about to go and run Smackdown, but let's check out that last show before we do. So sore throat today, guys, so if you're wondering why I sound like shite, that's probably the reason why. With Emma defeating Summer Rae, 57. An angle between the Golden Truth, it got a 55 rating. Ascension defeating Golden Truth, 45. Owens defeated Darren Young, got a 56. And Sami Zayn defeated Ryback, getting a 58 rating. So I think the overall show was 46. Not too bad, but at the end of the day, not too great either. So this is SmackDown. We're 10 days away from the first pay-per-view. It's going to be a SmackDown pay-per-view. I think it's Armageddon. And yeah, let's waste no time. Let's get into the show. Let's just quickly have a look here at the ratings. The main event got a TV rating 0.66. I believe that is up from last week's. No, it's down by 0.01, but fuck it. Not that much, right? Let's go, let's run the show, let's get stuck in. So we kick off SmackDown with Daniel Bryan opening the show. He's hyping up SmackDown's first pay-per-view in less than 2 weeks, which is Armageddon, which we're talking about. You can imagine the fans are going, yes, 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 whatever. Bryan announces a fatal 4-way for tonight between Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler, and the winner will go on to face WWE Champion Dean Ambrose at Armageddon. And then Bryan says there will also be another title on the line at Armageddon. He says that during his whole career he was told he wasn't big enough to be in the WWE and he wasn't big enough to compete with the best, yet he proved everyone wrong. Bryan says SmackDown is going to be the show that gives the underdog a chance to prove everyone wrong, and that's why we will crown a brand new Cruiserweight champion at Armageddon. Bryan says there will be a series of matches over the next 2 weeks and he will decide who is worthy to be in the title match. So major news here to kick off SmackDown. He's got a fatal 4-way number 1 contender match. The winner will face Dean Ambrose, and we're also going to see the return of the Cruiserweight Championship at Armageddon. No idea who's going to be in it, but he says that people are going to earn the opportunity to impress and get in the match. And then we kicked off the show for 76B-. Segment to say a better colour commentary. The angle got the show off to a strong start. The angle got the crowd hotter, so that's good. I'll move on now, but a decent start. Maybe expect a wee bit better from Bryan, but a 76B-. I won't complain with it, guys. We'll move on. Oh god. I said I won't complain, but I believe it is now time to complain. And about first match tonight, and about that subpar wrestling and little heat, Sami Zayn defeated Neville and Sami Zayn and Neville defeated Lucha Dragons in 11:54 when Sami Zayn defeated Sin Cara by pinfall with a haluva kick. Neville's not suited to his gimmick. Neville hinted at a heel turn, but it got little reaction. The fans recognised that it's not a strong suit. The SmackDown Cruiserweight Championship storyline has advanced with this. Neville's improving rumble skills, Kalisto's improving flying skills. Not great. Not great at all. Fucking neither was this. After the match, we've got Neville attacking Sami Zayn. Both of them, as a team, they got the win, but perhaps Neville thinks that Sami Zayn's stealing the spotlight. He wanted to be the one to get the pinfall. Neville taking his frustrations out and saying, and he, hits him with the big red arrow and all that shit. Neville's not suited to his gimmick. Neville hinted at a heel turn, but it got little reaction. The fans recognise it's not his strong suit. But you know what? I'm going to go and turn him anyway. Fuck it. Why not? And you kind of need a heel cruiserweight, so... Right, we went and turned Neville. It's got 52D+. Let's move on from this shite, because it's not doing very well, is it? Up next, we've got Kane taking on Mark Henry, and in a decent match, Kane defeated Mark Henry in 8:01 by pinfall of a chokeslam. So the Big Red Machine getting one over on the World's Strongest Man, 57C-. Kane had a rating of 66, Henry 67. And after the match, with Connor and Victor come in, Ascension come from nowhere really into the ring, and they're beating down Kane. 2-on-1 attack. Henry tries to, come to the aid of Kane, try to even up the odds, make it 2 against 2, but the Ascension overpower Henry as well, and they just beat down Kane and Mark Henry, who are pretty tired there after having that match. So pretty basic average stuff. He has got 45D, which is pish, and there's a storyline advancing the old guard versus the new guard. We'll see what this is in the upcoming weeks, but for now it's the Ascension beating up 2 old timers, 2 Attitude Era stars, and not a good rating. It's it's not good at all. Up next we've got a video hyping up the main event, promo package showing the participants in the Fatal 4-Way match. 74B minus, a bit better. And then in the third match tonight, and about that subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Naomi defeated Dana Brooke in 7:29 by submission with a bad place. It's got 45D rating. This SmackDown's been fucking terrible. Brooke seemed off her game. Yeah, Naomi and Team Snooker are a very poor combination. I'll have to change that. Dana Brooke and Naomi just don't click. The announcing of the match. This match did its job and gave the crowd a breather. That's what I had planned, and it worked. The rest here not very good, and improving here, and Naomi improving in performance skills, Dana Brooke improving in technical skills. Wish they would both improve in fucking rating skills, because that 45D is no good enough. So we'll move on, but SmackDown's not had a great start in the beginning to panic that we're not going to get a good final rating unless the final half, the second half of the show's better. And so we're backstage, and we've got Lana encounters Ryder backstage. She says that she has encountered a lot of pathetic American men. I mean, that's my Russian. Pathetic American. So there you go, that's my Russian accent. But even he falls short of those standards. So Lana basically insulting Ryder, saying that he's below pathetic. Ryder says Rusev comes up short when it matters too, and that is why she's always sniffing around American men. Ha ha ha. Woo woo woo, you know it. So there's Zack Ryder having a bit of banter there at Lana. Zack Ryder currently number 1 contender for the United States Championship, and Brute, you know it's storyline had fans with this segment. I just called it, I don't know why. Lana looked good. Lana's not suited to her gimmick. It's got a 65C rating. Decent, but we'll move on from this. And then the fourth match tonight, and about a decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Kevin Owens defeated Goldust in 5:36 by pinfall for 6-star frog splash. Goldust seemed off his game. R-Truth did some good work. Got some good work at ringside. Goldust and R-Truth have excellent chemistry together. Kevin Owens had an in-ring performance of 72, but Goldust only 47. They got a 57C minus. Poor stuff. Very poor indeed, actually. Kevin Owens is improving in performance skills, but this SmackDown has been pretty disappointing so far. We need to pull it out the bag. We need to do something. Next, we've got an interview segment. Renee Young's interviewing AJ Styles. AJ tells Renee last week he did what he does best, beat up John Cena. However, this week he gets to turn his attention back to Roman Reigns, and he is going to be rewarded with a title shot at the WWE Championship for simply doing what he is phenomenal at, and that is beating up Roman Reigns. So AJ there, just kind of short promo on Roman Reigns, advancing the storyline. They've got a 73B minus, and so a bit better there from AJ. Moving on. Got a segment backstage called Lifting Weights. Cesaro, the Swiss Superman, is lifting weights backstage, but he's interrupted by the big man, or the big guy even, Ryback. Ryback suggests he can outlift Cesaro, and he says Cesaro isn't a real superhero unlike the big guy. Cesaro says he could have picked a better superhero costume then, instead of stealing RVD's tights. It pisses off Ryback. Ryback lashes out. A brawl ensues between the two of them before being broken up, and this has advanced a storyline. The big guy versus Superman story has advanced with this segment. A clearly unhappy Ryback threw in several shoot comments and references that were both uncalled for and left 99% of the audience confused. Strange. Well, it is what it is, but I don't think Ryback's happy. 54C minus. I'm not happy with that rating, so looks like we're all fucking pissed off, aren't we? Great stuff. Aye, great stuff, Ryback. Piece of fucking steroid munching dog shite. And anyway, in the next match, Cesaro teaming up with Zack Ryder to take on Rusev and Ryback. And the team of Cesaro and Ryder surprisingly won in 11:09 when Zack Ryder defeated Ryback by pinfall with a quick roll up. Zack Ryder was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance, which is disappointing actually. Rusev and Lana have pretty good chemistry. Lana's not suited to her gimmick, we will change that. Rusev was the star of this match. The two storylines have advanced and some more improving here. Ryback and technical skills, Cesaro and performance skills. That's about it really. Moving on. We have a backstage segment with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose thanks Roman Reigns last week for helping him retain the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns says, "Nah, no problem, brother," or something like that. "I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm just a guy that helps you retain your championship kind of guy." And then Dean Ambrose goes, "Well, this is now where the friendship and the holding hands and the dancing through the flowers and shit, this is where it ends." Dean Ambrose says that if Roman Reigns wins tonight, he'll have no problem doing to him what he did to everyone else who's tried to come after his WWE Championship and kick his ass basically. So decent segment, 76B. I needed something to get this rating up, and Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns giving us something decent. Moving on, in a decent match, Chris Jericho defeated Darren Young in 5:46 by submission with a Walls of Jericho. The match placement was poor. The crowd hadn't peaked, so being cool wasn't productive. Darren Young had an in-ring performance of 44, Jericho 75. It's 54C minus. That's how you can tell someone's shite when they only get a 54C minus with wrestling with Jericho. You know your career's dead and buried. Yep. Anyway, let's move on. And we are moving on, Jericho, with the highlight reel. This week his guest is Shane O'Mac. Jericho asked Shane who the hell does he think he is, not picking him in the draft. He's the first ever undisputed champion, damn it. Shane says that Jericho's overreacting. He tells him to calm down, for they can work things out. Jericho tells Shane to shut the hell up. Unlike his theme, here comes the money. The money is already here. Money is Jericho. That's what Jericho says anyway. And who's going to disagree? Jericho says Smackdown will never, ever be the same again. And Jericho basically going to take Smackdown hostage until he gets what he wants. What he wants, we don't know because he's not really made it clear, but Jericho definitely not happy that he wasn't picked by Shane in the actual draft. Shane McMahon underperformed, and the Smackdown is Jericho storyline has advanced with this segment. 79B, best rating of the night. I'm not quite sure it's going to save the show, but certainly helps, guys. Certainly fucking helps. This show's been that bad that anything helps. I think if the whole locker room got cancer and hit by Triple H's shovel 10,000 times, that would even help at the moment. Anyway, let's move on. Jesus. And in the main event, and about that good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Sheamus defeated AJ Styles, Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler, and Sheamus defeated Dolph Ziggler by pinfall with a brogue kick. Got a 68C+. The match to say a better call of commentary. The match got the crowd buzzing. AJ Styles had a ring performance of 75, Reigns 84, Sheamus 75 and Ziggler 70. New face of Smackdown storyline has advanced. Reigns is improving in technical skills. I booked AJ Styles and Roman Reigns to be kept strong. Hopefully this doesn't hurt them much. Sheamus is going to be the new challenger for Armageddon for Dean Ambrose WWE Championship then. 68C+ rating. Decent, but not great at all. Not good at all. Just average. And then to move on, we hear Dean Ambrose's theme song. He comes into the ring with his championship. Him and Sheamus have a heated confrontation, stare each other down. Dean Ambrose lifts his title into the air, and in like 10 days they'll compete for this belt, and that is how SmackDown ends with 77 B-. Now we're going to click the end of the show here, and I do not think this has been a good show. If I can get mid-60s, I'll probably be happy with it. I'm not expecting anything great. Last SmackDown was a 63. I think this might do even worse, but let's find out what it gets. 63 again, so interesting. We managed to get the exact same rating. So there you go, a 63, guys. Not quite sure what you think of that. And you can see the SmackDown show rating got, TV rating, should I say, got a 24.52, which I believe is down from last week's. We'll have a quick check. Yeah, so down a wee bit, but fuck, not the end of the world. It was a bad show, but hopefully we can got one more show before Armageddon. Hopefully we can turn it around. We'll just have a quick look at the schedule here and see what's coming up. Yeah, we've got SmackDown's WWE Armageddon, then we've got Raw's Battleground, and then we've got the joint hosted SummerSlam, and we'll be adding in some more pay-per-views after that. But for now, these are the only 3 that we've got set in stone: Armageddon, Battleground, SummerSlam, SmackDown, Raw and SmackDown. So enough about that. Let's have a quick look at where that SmackDown rated in terms of shit. So 63C, not great. What about any matches? Any matches from that show? Get on to the... Can't see any. No, so no matches from that SmackDown made the top 10, which is pretty bad, for being honest. Lots of matches in the C, but anyway, so not great. There are not many good matches making it to the top 10, or none from that SmackDown actually made it to the top 10. We've yet to see any of the B shows break into the 50s yet, which is disappointing. Hopefully we can do that with Superstars next time out. Tendencies, yeah, SmackDown was the lowest one so far, so not looking good, guys, but we need to do something. I'm sure we will, though. Have a quick look at the storylines before we end this video. Got the Raw, crown the new champion, 67. Does Cena still have it? 71. Dudley Boys, Destruction, 58. Eaters, this hasn't started yet. Future World Champion, 6 that coffee carnage. What a promo, go check it out. It was great shit. 63. Last Kicker in My House, 66 plus. Boss's Flair, 66 plus. Brute, you know it, 59. Celtic Challenge, 69. Cruiserweight Championship, 52. Golden Truth, 47. New Face of SmackDown, 68. Old Guard versus New Guard, 40. SmackDown is Jericho at 72B, and the big guy versus Superman with a 55C minus. So there's some doing a lot better than others. We've got John Cena as the figurehead, and yeah, we've got some superstars that haven't really been active, but they got drafted in the brand split, and they may be appearing over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, I've been Scotland. I'll catch you later. Peace.